Hey guys, welcome back to the Unfiltered Gamer card game review. Today's game up on the tabletop is called The Dingo Ate the Baby. Hey, this game is for 2 to 5 players. It takes about 30 minutes to play, and it's for ages, I don't know, I guess 10 and up how to play the game. It's made by Upper Deck, and the game is fairly simple. It's basically a game in which you're trying to get to a certain number for each and every round. You roll a die, get to a certain number by playing cards into your tableau. You don't want to go over, and you want to be as close as possible. And what's going to happen is if you are the closest possible, by the time enough discarded cards go to the discard pile, you'll win. As well as anybody else who is lower than you, you're going to score points from. You're going to be going around this track as you advance. So if there's a 5-player game and you take first, you're going to get 4 points. But if you take second to last, you'll at least gain 1 point. And so that's kind of how the game works. You're going to be going back and forth playing different animals and removing cards from other people's tableaus. Anyway, let me go ahead and show you the game. So here we have the contents for The Dingo Ate the Baby, and as you can see, you're going to have character cards up to 6 players with 6 different colors. You're also going to have these, I guess you call them dingo cards or animal cards. You're going to get a full deck of them, as well as you're going to be getting a die here, and a nice little board that indicates your deck and your discard pile. Each and every player is going to have their own unique pawn. You're going to have the box for the game, as well as this handy-dandy little rule book here. Now, when we start up the game, it's fairly simple. We're going to take the colored characters that are in play, and this is a 3-player game. So we're going to have gray and yellow and blue. The rest of the characters aren't needed for this specific game. And we're trying to get to 6 cards in this card pile to end each and every round. At the end of every round, you're going to be scoring points based on the people who you have beaten. In a 3-player game, obviously, you're going to only score 2 points being in first place. Everybody has their character, and you're going to draw a card and place it right next to your character. That will be in your tableau for each and every player. We'll have this player be 1, this player be 2, and this player be 3. You're also going to always have 2 cards in hand. Nobody else can see, only you can see them, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you these just for display purposes. And it's fairly simple. On your turn, you pick a person to go first. We'll have this person go first here. You're going to have him roll the die, him or her roll the die, and you're going to have that number, and then you're going to add 10 to that. So now it's 19, 9 plus 10. And then, so the goal is to get to 19, as close to 19 as possible, before 6 cards hit the discard. Now, it's dependent on the number of players. Usually, it's going to be number of players times 2. That's the usual idea. So that in this case, it's going to be 6 cards once they go to the graveyard. Now, what can you do on your turn? Well, it's fairly simple what you can do. The first thing you can do is you can play a card in your own tableau. If you want to do that, it's going to increase your number value, and you're going to get closer to 19, which is the objective of the game, before cards go into the discard pile. Or you could play a card on another player's tableau, provided they already have a color presented. So in this case, you could play a blue or a gray one. So he could actually, this character could play one of these cards here on him. Or you can go ahead and play maybe a yellow card on this guy here. You won't be able to play this one here because it doesn't match either color. And you're going to increase or decrease their number variance based on what cards you're going to be playing. Maybe you want them to go over 19, so they're not going to be winning. But nevertheless, right now, he wants to increase his score. So I could play this card here if I wanted, going to 10. Now this says, chase away a monkey and switch 2 of the same character types, even if they are protected. So I would chase away a monkey. This would go to the discard pile. And then I would switch 2 of the same character types. Well, there's no same character types, but if there was, I'd be able to switch them, whether they were protected or not, and some characters can protect certain cards. So that was what I could do. There's 2 actions, either putting on your opponent's or putting on your own. There's also 2 other actions you could do. You could remove a card from your tableau here, or you could remove a card from your hand. 4 actions total. Play here, discard a card from your hand, or discard a card from your tableau. Also, whenever you play a card, your far right side, if it shares a same color type as this card here, your character type, you can remove the farthest left card on your tableau as well. That's some little extra feature you could do. After you go ahead and end your turn, after playing one of those actions, you'll simply draw up to 2 cards. You're always going to have 2 cards at the end of your turn, and then the next player is going to get to go. This player will go ahead and play this, putting him at 11, which is higher than 10 here. This doesn't have anything, but it says that light wipes away darkness, destroy a moon. Well, there's no moon here, so that kind of ends his turn. Draws a new card. The next player gets to decide what they want to do. Maybe they want to play this one, but it says stalk a dingo, means remove a dingo. There's no dingo here. Or the dingo they could play, eat a baby. There's no baby here. So maybe we'll just go with a 5 because it's going to give them the most points. We're trying to get to that 19, remember that. Okay, so the next player is going to go ahead, and 7 and 3 is 10. Putting this 5 out is going to give him 15. He's closest to 19. That's not so bad. Draws his card, ends his turn. The next player is looking ahead. With a 7 out here, that's 11, and that's 18. Now he's passed up the gray here, which is really good. That's what he wants to do. But now, then he's getting 6 cards in this card pile to end the round. And there's tons of things that can happen, right? So you got to be aware of that. We'll go with the 6 here. That makes that 11. This says wipes out darkness, destroy a moon. There's still no moon out. All right, what else we got here? So 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 4, 19, right on the money. If the game ended here, he would be the dead-on winner. However, because 6 cards on the discard pile, that's not the case yet. So anything can happen. Well, he doesn't really want to do any of this stuff, 7, so he's already got his 18 points. He can't do 19, so he can discard a card from his hand, making it go closer to that coveted 6 area where these guys want to finish at so they can score points. He would then draw his card, and the game would progress like that until 6 cards either go into either the graveyard from here or from your hand. Other players can do other stuff like that. But anyway, when the cards go, there's 6 cards here in the round. They end up going here. The round will be over, and you're going to see who's the closest to 19. And then after that, you're going to see who, you'll take the winning. So if we just ended right here, he would be 19, which would be beating 18 and be beating 11. So we'd look at the score and move blue up 2. And then we'd look at yellow here, and yellow would be beating blue. So, oh, sorry, not blue. He would be getting 2 points. And then yellow would get 1 point for beating blue, and blue wouldn't be beating anybody, so he would get stuck there. Then you would go ahead and take all the cards, reshuffle them up into the deck, give everybody else out 1 card, make this person the first player, and they would roll. And then you would look at this, which is 1, plus 10, 11, which is 11 is the next starting goal, and you would keep playing. First person to reach the final goal over here at 14 is the winner of the game. The Dingo ate the baby. Okay, so what do I think about the Dingo Ate the Baby by Upper Deck? Well, the first thing I was thinking of is, it's a kid's game, and it is for the most part. We were playing the game, it's very simple. You're going to be playing either a card, here or there, discarding a card here or there, and you try to get to that coveted number of whatever it is the first player rolled, all while discarding cards and keeping that stack to maybe 1 or 2 cards before it ends so that you can play it right when you need it to end so you can win. However, obviously there are cards in the deck that are going to allow your opponents to stump you, and there's a lot of take that action cards in the deck that will kind of cause a detriment to you in some manner. And that can scare you if you're putting the discards closer, making it more likely for the game to end when you don't want it to end. So I like that little aspect of the game. It's very, very simple and straightforward. The art is okay. It's simple, like little cartoon character art, but it gets the job done for what I think this kind of game is. I took this to a youth group camp, and they all seemed to really, really enjoy the game. We had about 5 players playing it. They were just going at it and knocking people's off and all that kind of stuff. Had a good time. Very, very simple. Playing with the more strategic gamers that I've had, not necessarily a game for them. It was something they were like, okay, after a couple rounds they were done with it, because the game takes quite a while. As you're scoring these little pawns going across, especially when we're playing to start with a 3-player game, the most you can get is 2 points if you take first place. So in this case, you need to play 7 rounds of this game to finish it in a 3-player game. A 6-player game is much better. A 5-player game, is good because it's going to increase that speed of the game, and you're going to be seeing who's scoring more points and whatnot. So technically people can win in like 3 or 4 rounds, which is probably the nice sweet spot for the game. That being said, it is what it is. It's a kid's game in my opinion, but can be a family game as well. It's probably good when you're having guests come over. It's probably a small little gateway game to tableau management, as well as a little bit of a take that. It's not too mean, it's not too nice either. Kind of fits that little sweet spot. Whether it's a game for you or not, that'd be up to you. I mean, whatever you decide. For me, it was a pretty cool game, and I think if I have to go to a group, if I do another camp session, or for kids in my Sunday school, I'll probably be bringing it over for them. Kids about 10 to 13, I think it'll really be that game for them. So go ahead and check out The Dingo Ate the Baby if it's something that'd be interesting to you.